So next we are going to study about some of the limitations of cooperative societies, that is cooperative organization. So see the first one, it is the limited capital, it is the limited resources. So in cooperative organization is mainly formed by the people who have the limited capital, and there is no compulsion for the members to contribute the maximum amount of capital. So if to become the member in that society, so minimum amount of capital is enough for the person to come inside. Okay, so the principle of one man one vote is also is one of the demerit, that is it discourages the people to invest the more capital in the cooperative organization. So with the minimum amount of capital they have to run their business activity, so there may be the chances of shortage of the capital in order to at the case when they need capital to repay the amount to the any financial institution or to the bankers. So if there is a shortage of capital, so at that time they want to face some of the problems. Okay, so the limited capital is one of the limitation of cooperative society. Next, inefficient management. Next one is the inefficient management. So the cooperative organization is managed mainly by its members only, and all the activities are performed by the members. So these members are not the professional expert, just they are having the experience by investing certain amount to carry out the business activity. So these members are not actually the professional experts and cannot offer to pay. So the cooperative organization cannot able to pay the high amount of remuneration or the salary to the professional and the qualified people. Okay, so there is a inefficient management in the cooperative society. Okay, the next one is lack of business secrecy. Lack of secrecy. So in cooperative organization there are open discussions in the meeting by the members. So it is very difficult to maintain the secrecy about the business operation in the cooperative society. Okay, the next one is excessive government control. Excessive government control. As the cooperative organization get various concessions and benefits from the government, in return there is excessive government regulation and also the control by the government. Okay, there is a benefit and the concession from the government, and at that same time the regulations and the controlling factor is also within the government. So it is very essential for the cooperative organization to maintain their accounts to maintain the accounts properly at the time of auditing by the auditors of the cooperative department, and they have to submit the accounts with the registrar. So all these regulations restrict the flexibility and efficiency of the cooperative organization. Okay, the next one is the difference of opinion. Difference of opinion. So the disputes which arises among the managing committee and the members in the cooperative organization when they are joined together and when they are discussing some of the matters relating to the business operation or the activities to be carried out in their organization. So definitely there is a misunderstanding and difference of opinion among the members. Because what is the reason? Because the members are coming from the different sections of the society. So they may have the difference of opinion, and if any member follow the rigid attitude, definitely it result in conflict and disputes among the members. Okay, so generally the selfish motive of the members starts dominating the other member with that is they forget to provide the main by forgetting the main motive, that is a service motive, they are behaving with the selfish attitude. So at that time there is a chances of more chances of disputes and conflict among the members. So these are all the limitations of cooperative society. Okay, the next we are going to see what are all the types of cooperative society, types of cooperative societies. So there is a different types of cooperative societies. So that cooperative organization can be classified into some of the categories, that is a consumer cooperative society, producers cooperative society, cooperative marketing society, cooperative credit society, cooperative farming society, and cooperative housing society. Okay, so first we are going to see about the consumers cooperative society. Consumers cooperative society. So the consumer cooperative societies is formed by the consumers, and this society consists of the consumers who join together to eliminate the middleman. So what is the main motive? To eliminate the middleman. Okay, so the consumer cooperative societies purchase the goods directly from the manufacturers and sell them to the members at the reasonable price level. So the profit of the store is distributed among all the members as a dividend. Dividend is a share on the capital or share on the profit. Okay, so the profit of the store is distributed among all the members as a dividend on the capital, and if there is any bonus, the bonus is to be in the proportions to their purchases which made during the year. Okay, so how many, as per the purchase ratio, they will distribute the bonus to the members. So what are all the main objectives of consumer cooperative society? That is to ensure the steady, that is a stable supply of essential goods, and to supply the goods at the reasonable price, and with the main motive of eliminating the profit margin for the middleman persons. Okay, and to supply the goods and services at the high quality. This is the consumer cooperative society. Okay, the next one is producers cooperative society. Next we are going to see the producer cooperative society. Producers cooperative society. So this society consists of small producers who individually find it difficult to procure the inputs and get the machinery and latest technology. Okay, so this society consists of small producers. When they are very difficult, that is to purchase the inputs and latest technology, so at that time the members will join together and they will carry out the activities. Okay, so there are two types of producers cooperative. The one is which provides the raw material, inputs, machinery, etc., so that the producer can concentrate on the production activity. So this is one of the type of producer cooperative. So this cooperative will provide the raw materials, inputs and machineries. Okay, so for what purpose? In order to reduce the burden of the producers, so they will concentrate on the production activity. So the another type of cooperative is sells the goods which is produced by these producers. So another type of cooperative society, they are selling the goods which is produced by that producers from that type of cooperative society. This is the two types of producers cooperative society. So the profit of producers cooperative society is distributed in the proportion to the goods as per the ratio of the goods which is sold by each of the member in the society. Okay, so the profit is distributed only on the basis of the goods which is sold by the members. So what are the main objectives? So the main objectives are to ensure the stable supply of raw materials and inputs at a reasonable price, and to provide the latest technology machinery for the production activity, and to carry out the smooth distribution of goods and services, and the sale of goods which is produced by the members. And last one is helping the producers mainly to concentrate their attention on the production of the goods and services. So these are all the main objectives of producer cooperative. Okay, the next one is marketing cooperative society. Marketing cooperative society. Next we are going to see marketing cooperative society. So the cooperative marketing society mainly consists of small producers, so who find it very difficult to sell their products at a profit. Okay, so the output of all the small producers are brought together and sold at the best price. This is the activity of the cooperative marketing society. Okay, the next. So such a society is having the main motive that is helps to improve the bargaining power and the competitive position of its members, and it also performs various marketing functions such as transportation, warehousing, packaging and grading. And in this marketing society, the profit and the sale proceeds, that is the return of the amount in the selling activity, are distributed among the members as per the respective shares in the common sales pool. How many shares? As per the proportion of the shares, the profit will be distributed among the members. Okay, so the main objective of marketing cooperative society to ensure the stable and favorable market for the output of the members in the production activity, and to ensure the best price, fixing the best price and getting the more profit for the output. And they are very helpful in providing the certain facilities, that is transportation facility, warehousing, packaging. Okay, these are all the facilities which is offered by this marketing society to the members. Okay, and it ensures the honest trading. So while selling the goods, there is a definitely 100% there is a honest trading practices in weighting the product, measuring the product and accounting the maintaining the accounts. And another main objective is eliminating the middleman and having the direct contact with the customers. Okay, so this is the cooperative marketing society. Okay, the next one is the farmers cooperative society. Farmers cooperative society. So this society consists of small farmers who join together to enjoy the benefits of the large scale mechanized farming. Okay, so in this type of society, the small farmers join together to enjoy the benefits of the large scale mechanized farming. So these societies are particularly important in the case of our country. In our country only, this farming society is giving more important. Okay, and this farming society is also known as agricultural cooperative organization. So the main objectives of this farming cooperative society are helping the small farmers to get the benefits and providing the improved and qualified seeds, fertilizers and other modern techniques to carry out their agricultural activity, and providing the social and economic security to the farmers. So these are all the main objective of farmers cooperative societies. Okay, the next one is credit cooperative society. Credit cooperative society. So it consists of the people with a limited means who find it very difficult to arrange the credit facility and loan facility from the financial institutions. So this society provide the financial assistance to the members and promote the habit of saving of amount among the members. The funds of these societies consist of share capital. So the fund of this society is mainly related to the share capital which is contributed by the members, and some of the deposits which is made by the members and also the outsiders. So from this factors only the fund is collected in this society. So the funds are used for what purpose? Giving the loans to the members who are need on certain terms, on easy terms and conditions. So this credit cooperative formed by the farmers is known as the rural credit cooperative. Okay, so the credit cooperative society which is formed by the farmers is known as rural credit cooperative. So the credit cooperative society which is formed in the urban areas are called as urban banks. Okay, so the cooperative society which is formed by the farmers are called as, that is formed in the rural areas are called as rural cooperative society, and which is formed in the urban areas are called urban banks. So the main motive of the credit cooperative society or to protect the members from the exploitation of the money lenders, because the money lenders are fixing the high rate of interest comparing to the financial institution, that is the commercial banks. Okay, and to ensure the loans on a easy terms and conditions and with the low rate of interest. And another main objective of the society to develop the habit of savings among the members. Okay, so this is the credit cooperative society, and there is a two types that is we studied, that is the cooperative housing society and cooperative rural societies. Okay, and what is mean by the cooperative housing society? So these societies are formed to provide the residential accommodation, providing the facility of residential accommodation to their members. So this society, what is the main duty of the society? Purchasing the big plot of land, constructing the building and sell the building to the members, and they will collect the amount on the installment and with the easy terms and conditions. Okay, this is the main duty of cooperative housing society, and this society provides the loans to the members for building their houses by individually also. So this society is very popular in the urban areas. Okay, and what is the main objective of housing society? That is providing the residential accommodation to the members, helping the members to purchase the houses at lower cost, and providing the civil facilities, that is civil work, that is constructing of road, park, street light. Okay, some of the work. So they can able to get some of the employment. So this housing society is also giving employment to the members also. Okay, next. So what are the types of cooperative housing society? The first one is the land society. So they will distribute the among the members as small plots at a reasonable price, and they will receive the amount in the installment. That is the land society. And finance society, that is selling the plot to the members and advance money for the construction. So selling the amount and also advance some of the money to construct the house. And house building society, that is purchasing the land, constructing the large number of houses, constructing cost is also at a very lower level, and sell the houses to the members at the reasonable price. This is the house building society. Tenancy cooperative society, that is this society own house, these societies have the own houses and allot them to the members on the rental basis. So they are having this society having the houses on their own ownership is with the cooperative society, and they will allot the houses to the members on the rental basis. Okay, it is a tenancy cooperative societies. So these are all the type of cooperative housing societies. Okay, so the next topic is joint stock company. We will see in the next class. Thank you, students.